Animals really, truly have superpowers.
They're our companions in our family. They have a lot to teach us.
They've taught my kids empathy.
They make me laugh.
And I just think of how special that is, and there's no other bond like it. For me, it started when I was just a little kid. I think being around animals at a young age can be so transformative, so impactful.
Our son can't talk very well, and he can say Coco outside and Coco come, and I think that is powerful for him to be able to speak in a way that somebody, even if it's just a dog, understands him.
To this day, my kids get excited when the dog chooses to cuddle with them. They think of these babies as true siblings, litter mates. My son was having night terrors, and at that point, you could tell Hopper was I should be around him. And so to this day, Hopper likes to sleep in his room. And I truly believe he could sense Kevin needed that. I wish every kid that struggled through anything like that had that unconditional love and that partnership.
Animals are sacred, they're respected, they're support. One of my dogs was a support animal for my son who had passed from a heart condition. She became glued to me. So we share this love for my son, and I feel like we can communicate that in our own little ways.
This bond deepens every time you meet an animal, every time you save an animal. Once you experience that kind of love, you never lose it. We help build thousands of these bonds every year through fostering and adoption, and will continue to say yes to shelter animals until they all have a home, until they all have love.
The biggest thing is they give us unconditional love. They don't have bad days. They just are always excited to see you, and they kind of sense your mood. And if you're having a bad day, they're gonna hang out and be calm with you. If you're ready to go on an adventure, they're there for the ride too. And they're just a great constant companion.
About 17 years ago, I was diagnosed with MS and debilitating anxiety. It was terrifying, and I didn't know, oh my God, what's going to happen and how am I going to do this? They help calm me. They get me out of bed in the morning.
I think one of the main takeaways that my family has learned from fostering, especially the kids, is that you can love something and you can love it deeply and you can care for it and watch it grow and still realize that the best thing is to let it go.
So many animals end up in shelters because their owners don't have the support that they need. That's one reason Secondhand Hounds continues to grow and evolve, to support the bond between animals and the people who love them, so that no one ever has to choose between keeping their pet and saving themselves. Kind of like Sam and Suki's story.
So in June, I got a call from my parents that no brother wants to get about his brother. He had a cardiac event and he was intubated. He had to be transferred to Rochester. There was a lot of uncertainty trying to figure out what was going on and what was going to happen next. At the same time, my brother's dog, Suki, was without Steve. And so I knew that if Steve were aware of what was going on, his number one priority would be his dog. She'd always been with Steve, every minute of every day. I reached out to Carrie at Secondhand Hounds, and within an hour she let me know that she had a loving foster family in place, which meant the world to me and my family. When he first came to out of intubation, the first thing I talked to him about was Suki being taken care of and loved. It was the first smile I had seen since he had come to. His big ask has been to see Suki.
Where are we going, Sooks? Where are we going? Who are we gonna go see?
Carrie went to great lengths to make that happen, just to bring him that happiness.
You're so cute, baby.
There are so many human-animal bonds just like theirs throughout the world. And it doesn't always look the same. But by opening our hearts and our minds and partnering with different communities, we will continue to reinforce every single type of bond.
So animals and pets give our community love and happiness. We get a lot of animals that are usually dumped here because they know that we're going to take care of them. And then we have community cats and dogs that kind of just run from house to house. Different people will take them in. They're just other residents that live here at Little Earth.
When our organization goes into these tribal nations, we do not know what Indigenous people need. We can't assume we know what they need, and the only way to figure that out is to listen and to be of service and to partner with them and build these beautiful lanes of trust and also just learn their beautiful stories. This community wakes up every single morning saying yes to connecting people and animals. We have the opportunity to not only impact the lives of animals, but to impact the lives of humans too. Our children, our grandparents, our friends, people who are struggling, people who are celebrating, the list goes on and on. We are unshakable in our passion and our commitment. We never tire of saying yes. The animals deserve that, and their people do as well.